Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. I'm a very happy gal to be filming this video for you guys today because for you guys probably wouldn't have seemed like I'd gone anywhere or hadn't really been in touch with you guys, but I haven't filmed properly and like sat down to talk to you guys in I think like 6 weeks or something crazy ridiculous. So I'm very excited to be back and to be on my filming grind again. So obviously I am home now and I have a bunch of footage from overseas. So I went overseas to the US and Canada for 5 weeks and I had the best time. I honestly just adored every moment and I created so many amazing memories, but I am definitely happy to be back. So when I went overseas, I had my vlogging camera with me and I had some idea of what kind of travel vlog or travel video I wanted to create, and to be honest it didn't really go to plan, and that's okay because, you know, I just tried to do the best with the situation that I was put in. I didn't really know how the trip was gonna go, how everything was gonna be, but I think I made the best of the situation, vlogging wise I mean, and I managed to get a bunch of footage and like sort of like the highlights of the things that we did. There were a few moments where I got to like chat to you guys properly, which was really nice, but most of the time we were so go, and when I got home and I probably could have chatted to you guys, I was honestly so tired. Like we'd get home at 10 o'clock at night and I'd just fall asleep. So what I've got for you guys is kind of like a highlight montage kind of thing, but I'm also going to be talking you guys through my trip because I thought that might be a bit more helpful rather than just chucking a bunch of clips together. I'm going to kind of explain where we are, what we're doing, what's happening at different moments in the trip, and also sharing with you guys some stories from the trip as well, so you guys get to hear how my 5 weeks went. So what you're about to see is the flight from Brisbane to Los Angeles. We had a little stopover in LA, which was for like, I don't know, 8 hours or something like that, and we just stayed at a hotel near the airport to sleep because we were so tired. So we had a nap and then went back to the airport to catch our flight from LA to New York, and New York was the first destination of the holiday. And on the big flight from Brisbane to LA, I was actually flying alone kind of. I didn't really have my parents with me. We bought tickets all together, but they ended up cancelling our flight that we actually did book to get to America. So they put us on this other flight and they kind of separated us. My mum and my sister and my dad were on the other side of the plane. There was 3 or 4 people in the middle, 2 other people, and then me. I had lovely people around me. The family that was like in the middle, the mum was so lovely, and she was sitting in the aisle seat and just chatting to me, and like, yeah, she was really sweet. And then the girl who sat beside me goes to my uni and watches my videos. So if you're watching this, oh my goodness, hello, thank you for saving me on that flight. She was such a beautiful human and I was just so glad that I had someone like that sitting beside me. So yeah, here's traveling to New York. So once we got to New York, it was actually like 2 a.m. in the morning. We booked a hotel for the night, or like the morning, right near the airport. So I don't think we got into our hotel room until like 4 a.m. or something like that. And then we had to check out at 12 the next day, and we got an Uber to New York, like actually into the city, because the airport we flew into, it's not in the city. So we did lots of touristy things in New York, you know, obviously Times Square. We stayed right near Times Square at the Gallivant, if you guys are interested. One day we did a 14-kilometer walk to Brooklyn, which is like outside of New York, and that was so intense. Like, wow, it was very hot. It was summer in America, so I was like sweating like a pig. Most days we would just like pick an area of the city and sort of just walk there and explore the area. And yeah, we saw all the tourist touristy stuff. We went to Top of the Rock, we went to Central Park and rode around on bikes. That was really fun. Did a little bit of shopping, had a lot of good food. New York has good food. Went and saw the Friends apartment, which is like actually in New York. I went to a baseball game for the Yankees, which was really cool. Such an amazing experience. And we went to like the Brooklyn Bridge and that kind of thing. New York was where we sort of got like our first taste of Americans not understanding my Australian accent. It was a little bit difficult sometimes because it's so busy and loud that people just can't hear you properly, and then with our accent on top of that, people were just very confused. People didn't understand my name a lot of the time. Like if I was ordering food, I'd obviously say Georgia and they'd put down Gorda, they'd put down Jorda. But New York was definitely a lot more busy than I expected. I know it's a busy city, but like just being there and I guess being in it was very different. So yeah, this is a highlight of what I got up to in New York. Apparently my name is Gorda. That's new. So we just got to like this little supermarket. I'm going to show you guys some of the food they have because it's so weird. Like caramel M&Ms. They've got peanut butter ones. I don't actually know if we've got them at home. I think these is popular as well. I don't actually know, but they just have such different stuff. And these, oh my gosh, I wish we had these at home as well. I think that's like the most interesting part about like going to other countries is like their supermarket. I freaking love the supermarket. Like they just have such random stuff that we don't have at home. Even their candy. Are we getting some of these? Oh, she's already got them. Oh my god, these? Bit scared of those. Would you like some goober? They also sell like their alcohol in the grocery store. I think that's kind of weird as well. And they have like nacho cheese dipping sauce. I wish we had that at home. What would you rate your Taco Bell out of 10 compared to Australia's Taco Bell?
An 8.
An 8 out of 10.
An 8. 8. Never go 9.
Mine would be 8.5. It was pretty dang good. This is the first time I've properly spoken to you guys this entire trip and I'm so sorry. I will explain why a little bit later, but today is like our 3rd or 4th day in New York. I'm not actually sure. I'm kind of confused with what day it is. The time difference is so confusing, but I'll give you guys a quick tour of the place we're staying. I'm currently just having some dinner because I have my uni class sign on tonight. It's like just after 7. My uni class sign on is at 8 p.m. New York time, so I'm having some Taco Bell right now and then just gonna chill until my classes go up. But I also want to like give you guys a rundown and a little bit of an update and yeah, just talk to you guys for a quick sec after I finish my dinner. So this is what I've got. It's like loaded fries. Taco Bell is so cheap here, like I love it. I got this other little nachos with like corn chips and stuff. That was like $1. And then I got some Cinnabon buns. My drinks are absolutely huge. This is like the smallest size you can get. Okay, so I just finished my dinner and I want to talk to you guys because I haven't spoken to you since I've gotten here. And basically I just didn't know what to expect when I was here. I didn't really know what the room was exactly going to be like and sort of what New York was like. I didn't know how busy and hectic it was going to be, I guess. I kind of underestimated it a little bit. But basically today is Sunday night, and we are all like kind of staying in the same room. I am on this bunk, my sister is on the bottom bunk, and my mum and dad are like around the corner kind of. And when there's all 4 of us here, it's just loud, everyone wants to talk, and yeah, it's just a little bit hard to vlog properly. And then also when you're out, it's so busy that like if you're not looking at where you're going, which is very easy to do when you're vlogging. You're just bumping into people all the time, getting in people's way, and it's very loud and hectic, I guess. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what we've done so far. We left Brisbane on Thursday and the flight was incredibly long and uncomfortable. As you guys saw, I was sitting across from my parents and I was by myself, which actually was kind of nice because I got some time to myself. I didn't sleep that much on the flight. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. My body was just wrecked because it didn't know what time it was, didn't know what it was supposed to be doing, whether it was supposed to be eating or sleeping. And the time difference between New York and where I live in Brisbane is 14 hours. So I'm 14 hours behind here, which is really weird. So when my friends are like getting up in the morning, I'm going to sleep, and I don't know, it just, time zones confuse me. I'm staying at the Gallivant, if you guys were wondering. It's really nice, and it's very close to Times Square. So I'll show you guys around this place. It's very nice. The first day we literally just walked around, looked at stuff, and just kind of gathered our surroundings, but we were so jet lagged, and I'm still fairly jet lagged, but I'm getting a lot better. I'll give you guys a quick little tour. This is the front door, and when you walk in, the bathroom is right there. Over to the right, it's so messy, I'm so sorry. This is my sister's and my area, so I'm on that bunk, my sister's on the bottom, and yeah, just stuff chucked everywhere. And then mum and dad are over there. There's like a TV. This is the bathroom. It's really nice. But yeah, I love my space. So like being on top of each other is a bit like, ugh, at the moment. But I'll show you guys what I bought today, because I bought some like kind of touristy things. Okay, so we went to Zara. I only got 2 things and they're pretty basic, but I got this cute little top. It's a little bit longer than a normal crop top, and then I literally got like the exact same shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's just a plain black tee. I got a New York beanie. I'm gonna do like a full like American haul when I get home, but yeah, this is just to show you because I'm very excited and kind of bored waiting for my class sign on. Oh, and by the way, the rest of my family's gone out to dinner without me to eat at a place that I can't eat because they don't have vegan options. I actually really love beanies and I really want to go on a ski trip, so I thought that I would buy this beanie. I got a New York hat. I really like this one. Don't really know how to explain it. It's just a little thing that protects me from the sun. And then I got a jumper. I wanted one of these so bad, but also our aircon in this room is so cold and we can't control it. It's like controlled by the hotel, so sometimes it gets cold. But I bought a New York Police Department jumper. But yeah, that's my little haul. So I am gonna go to bed pretty soon after my class sign on, and then head out tomorrow and just bring you guys along for things. But I'm glad I got to touch base with you guys and let you know what's been happening, because I've been really meaning to do that. In our other places, I think we'll have a little bit more space. I think this is like the most cooped up we will be. But yeah, my hair is a mess. I'm gonna go and I'll talk to you guys soon. So after New York, we headed off to Canada. We got a flight from New York to Montreal, and the place that the airport was to fly out was LaGuardia. So we got a flight really early one morning from LaGuardia Airport to Montreal. And Montreal in Canada is actually a French speaking town, so it's a French town. And I did not expect it to be so French. Like, I assumed that they would just talk more English, but it was like really hard to understand people, and they obviously didn't understand us. So we stayed in like this Airbnb stays kind of thing, and we stayed there for 2 days. We just sort of like explored Montreal, and then we got a hire car and drove around Montreal a little bit, and then we did like an 11-hour road trip to Toronto, which is where we stayed for another 2 nights, and that was like the whole Canada trip. But in Montreal on the first day, we needed to have lunch somewhere, and we were just walking around, and we went into a few places and we just couldn't understand the menu. Like, it was in French, and I don't speak French, no one in my family speaks French, and we couldn't understand what any of the food was. So the only place we could find to have lunch was McDonald's, and we and the only reason we went there was because they have like the electronic boards that you can order off, and you can see the pictures of like what you're ordering. I found Montreal to be very historic. We got a hire car to explore the city, and I'd probably recommend that if you are ever going to Montreal, because everything's like so spread out, and I feel like if we didn't have the hire car, we wouldn't have seen as much of Montreal as we got to, because you're kind of limited to where you can walk. So after 2 days in Montreal, we had a little road trip to Toronto, and on that day after that huge road trip, we finished off at Niagara Falls. Whoa, Niagara Falls was one of the highlights of my trip. I thought it was so beautiful and so much more amazing in person. Like, I used to learn about it in high school and stuff, and it's like nothing compared to what I thought it was. So I really enjoyed that. We got like a boat, and yeah, you can like go and actually like go into the waterfalls and stuff and have like Niagara Falls like spraying down on you. Like, it was so much fun. Like, I had the best time. And so yeah, we just kind of explored Toronto a little bit. Here you go. Here is Canada. I love Canada. I will definitely be back. Canada is so beautiful, as you will see. We just got to Montreal, and this is our accommodation for the next 2 days. Got the main bedroom in here, but your gal will be in here. I'm very tired. Very tired and hungry. Like Toronto's like beach. My hair has gone fluffy from the humidity, and the beaches are so different to what we're so lucky to have in Australia. Like, where I live, we've got beautiful beaches all around us. It's so incredibly different. Like, it's amazing. And the last leg of the trip was like back to California. So we got a flight from Toronto back to LAX, and as soon as we got off the plane, we had like a 4-hour road trip to San Diego. And in San Diego, we were staying in like a country estate. It was called Ramona, if you guys want to look that up. It's like kind of in the desert, in the hills, in like rocky mountains. And as we flew in, we actually got there while all of the San Diego earthquakes were happening. In Australia, we don't have earthquakes really here, and so that was a very like interesting experience. So yeah, we were staying like up in the hills in the desert, and it was really nice. We had a huge place to stay in that had so much space for all of us, and you really got to like have your own space, which I found really hard on this trip. I love my family to death. Like, I love them so much, but I'm a very introverted person at times. I'm an introverted extrovert. I like being around people, but I need my time alone to recharge. So that was a little bit tough, but yeah, this place was great to solve all of those issues. We had a few days as well where we were just a little bit more relaxed because we'd been so go the entire trip. So that was really nice. In San Diego, I actually went to the Shawn Mendes concert, and going to a concert in a different country is such an interesting experience. Like, they just do concerts so differently to Australia, but that was really fun. The support act for that was Alicia Cara, who I love. I would go to her concert like alone, but then Shawn Mendes was absolutely beautiful. He is so much better in real life. Like, wow. We went to a lot of like outlet shops as well, and we drove to one that was on the border of Mexico. Like, literally the shopping center was like on the border, and the border is like a huge wall that separates like Mexico and USA, and we actually heard like gunshots and stuff there. Like, that was an insane experience as well. We don't really have to deal with that in Australia. Like, people don't have guns as freely as they do in America, and when they fired a gun and you know, it was like pew, 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 we were always like, whoa, so like almost alarmed, scared, like, you know, a bit on edge. But everyone there was just so used to it because that's obviously their normal, and everyone used to, like, you know, kind of get confused why we were so like on edge when we heard gunshots. But that's because the border's right there, and like the security officers and stuff, or whatever they are that guard the border, they shoot when someone's trying to like get over the wall. And then after San Diego for a week, we went just back up to Los Angeles, and we stayed near the Grove at a little Airbnb. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So we booked this Airbnb, and it looked really, really nice on the pictures and everything. So yeah, obviously checked in. The lady told us like how to get in and whatnot. And as we were bringing our suitcases into the like elevator area to get up to our room, there was like a big board that had a sign on it that said no Airbnb or vacation rentals. And we were like, what? It was only a residential building. That's, you know, was just their rules. It was only for people who lived there. But like, obviously we didn't know that. We've just gone on Airbnb and booked a room, you know, so we were a little bit like worried about that. And then once we told the lady that we were like in the building, we've gone up to the room, she's like, oh, cool, 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 told us a few things and said, and hey, if anyone asks you, you know, any questions, just say that you're Tatiana's friend. So we kind of had to like be on edge a little bit about when we were around residents and like people who live there, because yeah, we weren't supposed to be there. And that was scary because we didn't want to get kicked out, and we kind of felt like we had done something wrong even though we hadn't. So yeah, we went up to the room, and yeah, there were a few things different about the place. It did not look like it did on the ad. When we first got there, it was lunchtime, so I had a bit of food with me. So I had like these veggie patties that I had to heat up in the oven, and I turned on the oven and everything, and I went to go put like the veggie patty in the oven, and there was the one tray that they had for the oven sitting in the oven with melted knives on them, like 4 melted knives. It was so creepy, and oh, I don't know, that just like threw me off, and like the rest of my family were like, what? Like that is weird. Why are there knives in the oven? So my dad took a picture and like sent it to the lady, and the lady was just like, oh, just remove them from the oven. And we were like, okay. But then also they had like vertical blinds, like old school blinds that have like the panel, and half of the panels were missing on like every single windows. Even in the bedroom windows, it was like just half the window was covered. And then the window in my sister's and my bedroom was like one of the old school windows that you have to like reel in and out, and you couldn't pull it or anything, but it was broken. The windy thing had broken, and so our window was like permanently opened all the time. So I heard the traffic all night. It was not fun, and all of her stuff was just everywhere. Like she had stuff all in the bathroom, and obviously that's what Airbnb is, but yeah, it kind of just felt like we were living kind of illegally in someone else's like house. And yeah, we just didn't really feel comfortable, and we were there for 10 days. So yeah, that was a little bit interesting. She had like a drill under the bed too. That was very strange. There was just so many things that didn't add up properly and were very sus. The last thing was that like if we ever went out without the car park was like monitored by a security guard. He just checked whether you had like a little pass in your car so that you could park in the area. And we would go out and like walk down to the Grove or something for dinner, and then we came back and tried to get in with the key, but the key wasn't for the outside gate, and we were like, oh, we don't have a key for the outside gate, so how are we supposed to get in? And we weren't allowed to walk into the entrance. There was like boom gates where the security guard was, and we couldn't walk past there because we kind of weren't supposed to be there. And obviously if he heard our accent, he would know we didn't live there. So then if we ever went out for dinner and walked there, we had to wait for someone else in the building to come home or come out, and for one of the gates to open, and we would have to like act really casual, and then as soon as the car left, sprint through the gates to get up to our building. It was just very uncomfortable. Would not recommend. We were gonna leave the lady like a bad review, but we just kind of couldn't be bothered in the end. But in LA, we just did like sightseeing stuff, like the Hollywood sign, the Walk of Fame. We went to a taping of Jimmy Kimmel Live, which was so interesting to see how like an actual TV show is filmed. And we did all of the adventure parks. So we did Disneyland for one day, Adventure Park for another day, and then went to Universal Studios for 2 days. And that was so much fun. I loved it. Disneyland, amazing. But I think Universal is like a little bit more aimed towards like older kids or like young adults. So I probably enjoyed that one the most, I would say. It was really, really fun. We did like the Hollywood tour of like all the sets and stuff at Universal. Went on all the rides. There was like this Walking Dead maze that was the scariest thing I've ever been on in my life. I did not want to go on it, but the rest of my family did. So we like walked in a line and you like walk through this maze, but there's like actors and stuff that like come and run at you with like, you know, full Walking Dead get up, like they're zombies. They look so realistic and they're like running, like charging towards you all up in your face, and I was petrified. But yeah, that was kind of like the main things that we did in LA. We went to some beaches and that kind of thing. So here is our time in LA.
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again.
This is hard. How do kids do this? We ran out of petrol.
You don't wanna change. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to.
And then that was the end of our trip. We went on our last day, we went and did a little bit of shopping and then went to the airport, and our flight back home to Brisbane wasn't until 10 p.m. It was a 14-hour flight, which was not fun, but the flight was all right. I had motion sickness tablets because in planes I get sick, and they were like drowsy, so they just like knocked me out, and I slept most of the flight. But when I got home, your gal got jet lagged and is still currently jet lagged. So I got home on Wednesday the 24th of July, and today is Saturday the 27th of July, and I'm still jet lagged. So hopefully that sorts itself out. I'll probably talk to you guys more about that in a vlog or another video soon, because I'm not dealing well with being jet lagged. I just want to sleep normally. I just want everything to be back on track. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my traveling in America. I have so many photos on my Instagram if you guys do want to check it out. I also have like a little highlight reel from the US with some more footage if you guys are interested. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with me while I get a new camera because my camera broke overseas. And also thank you for understanding with this video. As I said, didn't really turn out the way that I had planned, but it's all good. These things happen. I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye guys.